I get it. You're like me. You don't like setting boundaries. You feel like people are just going to hate you for it. But this reading's about a boundary that you really need to set and how to go about doing that. Let's get to it. The first card in this 5-card draw is going to talk about what's causing you to compromise your boundaries. And this might not be for everybody because this isn't a widely applicable application. What comes up is the 6 of Wands. This is a card about recognition. You can see the figure in the middle is holding a flag. That's all the work that he did. He's got a laurel crown sitting on top of it. That's a symbol of victory, right? We all know about Olympics. You get the laurel crown, resting on your laurels, all of that good stuff. He's got a victorious stance and he's looking out over the crowd that is celebrating his big win. Let's face it, he's downright smug about it. He says, I knew I could do it. You all doubted me. So here's a problem though. Bragging about your accomplishments could lead to the need to set some boundaries. Not necessarily for you, but somebody in your life is taking credit for a lot and they haven't reached the end of the journey yet. They're premature celebrating, and that's a problem. We know what happens if you celebrate too prematurely. You typically lose the game, right? If it's you who's celebrating something, maybe this card tells you it's a little early. Be a little bit more humble. But I kind of got the idea from the cards. This isn't about you. This is about somebody that you work with or is in your life that is taking too much credit. And we're going to look at that with the next card flip. The next card shows what the unspoken need is here. Why do you really need to set this boundary? And what comes up for us is the King of Swords. Swords are doing what swords do best, cutting through the BS. And the King of Swords is the best at it. He's all about truth, rules, order, systems, fairness. Somebody's not being fair here. Someone's not following the rules. They're not telling the whole story. Probably the guy who was celebrating over there. Look at him, he looks smug. And that's what's unspoken about this whole celebration, is everybody's busy celebrating the man up on the podium. There's more to it, right? You know there's more to it. The thing that's more to it is that you haven't set a boundary that you need to set. So with this next card, we're looking at what's blocking you from doing that. What's the hidden block here? The card that shows up when we ask what the hidden block is the 2 of Cups. You notice here we have 2 big cats. They're forehead to forehead, absolute, literally meeting of the minds, right? This is supportive, respectful, partnership, allyship, sometimes in a relationship, sometimes just in a working environment, or even just a friendship. What's blocking setting boundaries right now is this whole thing was supposed to be a partnership, but only one person is getting recognized. What's blocking you from setting the boundary is that you're the person who's not getting the credit for this. You're the quiet, silent partner who's going, yay, you did it. In reality, in your head, you're roaring that we did this, not just you. And yet you're not sure that you want to speak up about it. But that's the unspoken block here. The truth needs to come to light. So you have a boundary and it needs to be set and you have to communicate it somehow. And so what comes up for that is the 7 of Wands. Oh, friend, if you don't like conflict because you're like me, the 7 of Wands has words for you. You need to come at this like the stubborn billy goat on this card. You have to stand your ground and demand the recognition of your effort here. You can't just meekly stand by and go, yeah, well, I did a little bit of this, I guess. No, you have to say, half of those rewards are mine. Half of those laurels are mine. I deserve credit too. You have to demand the credit that you deserve. You can't just stand back and let somebody take it this point. And I know that's going to be incredibly difficult for you. I like getting a little bit of an anxiety attack thinking about what it would be like. It's hard. It's going to be hard. but it's absolutely going to be worth it at the end. I'm going to show you next what you gain by setting this boundary in this next card, the Six of Cups. Okay, this card feels a little bit like a relief after all of that buildup. You think you're going to be in big trouble for standing up like that gruff billy goat, and this feels like a reconciliation, a peace offering almost, a return to happier times. The Six of Cups often comes up whenever the cards want to tell us about a nostalgic return to joy. Like you'd imagine an innocent kid running around on a playground who's just absolutely ignorant to all the craziness that life's going to bring them over the course of their lives. So what this is saying though, if standing up and claiming your credit for the work feels hard because you don't want to make waves, this is a sign to do it anyway. And you do it for that kid in you that never wanted to cause trouble, that was told, just stay quiet, it's okay, I'll get you ice cream later if you're good. No, you need to stand up and gain your trophy. You're not just a participant here, you are a winner, just like that person up on the podium taking all your credit. So I want to note, overall on this whole story that the cards are giving us, you got to realize that the guy that's taking the credit, or the girl that's taking the credit in the Six of Wands, isn't necessarily a bad person. We've worked with them closely. The Two of Cups show that you're equally matched. The problem is that they've stepped up and taken all the credit. Now, whether they chose to take all the credit or just chose to omit the fact that you deserve some is moot here. The King of Swords says we got to cut through all that BS. It is about fairness, and you should defend it like a crazy billy goat defending his pile of, whatever billy goats defend. You have to stand your ground and demand recognition. You can't let them walk all over you this time. It's not going to be good. The good news is that when you confront this situation, especially with that person who's taking the credit, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, my bad, you're right. And everything's going to be back to good again. And maybe now they'll know that they can't step on you quite so easily, or they're going to catch your billy goat horns. My name is A. This is Rose and Ritual. And this is where we unpack hard questions with the help of tarot. I really enjoyed having you here. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more. I do a couple every week. Take care and have a good day.